Hey, what's happening, y'all? I know it's been a while. You know, nice sunny day. So, how they getting some of these rays? Oh, man, I just wanted to share something with y'all today. Something heavy hit me this morning, and it was like, cause my daughter, once again, I love my kids. You know what I'm talking about? I love my kids. I really do. I love my children to the fullest because other than me teaching them, I learned from them. I learned so much from watching them and understanding them to the point where it's like it's I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I learn a lot. I mean, a lot from my children because a child's mind and a child's heart and a child's being is pure. So the questions that they have, the things they want to know, the way they see the world and try to understand the way things go, and then how they make sense of it themselves with very little information and time that they're here in this realm. And it's like, you know, and then like one point we lose that, but her question was, she asked me, I was doing her hair. You know what I'm saying? I do my daughter's hair for school in the morning. So she asked me, what the gel I was using for her hair was made of. And I was like, I really don't know. I'm like, I never really was asked that question. Like, I never thought to think about that. You know what I'm saying? I never thought to think, like, what is this I'm putting in her hair? I know what it do. I don't know what it's used for, but exactly what is this stuff made out of? Like, what is this stuff? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I turned it around and tried to read the back of it. And I'm saying the words to her, and she looking at me like, I'm like, baby, I don't know what half this shit is. We're gonna have to Google this later on. You know what I'm saying? So, but it got me thinking. You know what I'm saying? Understanding and accepting some of the things we don't know, and it's like, why do we do it? You know what I'm saying? And just from my understanding, the way I think about things, I understand that everything, has a cause and effect. I understand everything ties into everything. Everything is one. There is no such thing as separation. But, it's hard to get people to understand that simple concept. You know, like to me, I understand the fact that there is no such thing as anything different. Everything is actually the same goddamn thing. It's just a different variation of an original copy. It's a cool process. Y'all just have to understand and start combining all your knowledge into one, and then you really get where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts off as a cell, an atom, a nucleus, a neutron, and this and that. But different variations in the law of attraction, you get different species, you get different things. But at the end of the day, it's actually all the same damn thing. It just, once again, because the law of attraction and because of different wave patterns, different levels of energy, and it's not complicated, but it's so simple to the fact that you still wouldn't even understand it. To understand how that everything is everything and nothing is different from nothing, all is one, literally. But to try to explain that to y'all in a way where you can understand it, even if I was to explain it to you, you still wouldn't understand it because it's really that simple. But our minds have been programmed to make the simplest things difficult, but to try to simplify difficult things, that's backwards because you just simplify everything and things are a lot easier, especially when you realize that everything is one and that there's a cause and effect in everything that goes on here. So with that being said, I started looking up what the different chemicals were that this gel was made of. And then, okay, like how does the human skin react to it? What happens when we actually absorb these chemicals into our body? So that's why I'm at now with that research. I haven't got through it fully yet, but that's things we need to start thinking about. It's like everything we put on us, everything we do, our body does absorb. So we have to figure out, okay, what exactly does our cells in our body under our skin do with the chemicals or whatever that it's absorbed? Like, what does it do to us? It has to do something to us, other than not making us ashy, or making our hair lay down, or whatever it do. Whether it be skin block, or whether it be ointment, whether it be something you put in or put on you. Even when you walk through grass, there are some people whose skin reacts bad to grass, just simple grass. So our body reacts to everything that is around us because, that's just the way it's designed. So, that was just something, I started thinking about, and like what else really I can say don't we know that we just accept. But we got to kind of accept that you don't know because there's really, I ain't gonna say there's no way for you to find out, but you might be in a situation to where the journey that it takes to find out you're not able to take at this moment. Because I ain't gonna say nothing is ever impossible. It's just maybe at this point in time, that journey ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that's even in your realm, in your thought process. So um and then it got me thinking about, my mind just loops around and so as I was sitting out here meditating, it brought me back to Egypt and how, much love to the Kemetic movement. You know what I'm saying? Much love to all anybody who's found something positive that they want to go to, that they want to, hold on to make theirs. Hey, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? I have no problems, no issues with it. I don't care if you, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? If it make you a good person at the end of the day, rock on. You know. But I say this to say that, only reason I'm bringing it up because it's such a, big movement with the people around me right now. That's what a lot of people I keep hearing them talk about is, the references to Egypt and Kemet and the lessons and, the way life was. And I'm like, okay. But let's always have to understand and keep in mind that there was a before Egypt. There's a before Kemet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep wanting to put a timeline on, if you want to call it the Earth, the planet, this solid mass we live on. Y'all keep trying to put a timeline on it. And it's like, nah, can't do that. Our minds can't fathom the amount of time that this place has been here. You know what I'm saying? And who or what has lived on here. You know what I'm saying? Like our brains won't, because we have what we call no physical proof of it. But common sense to tell you, like this has probably been, if you follow what they say in these books about how everything grows and becomes of age, and we see this in human life, just life in general. We live, we die. We're born, we live, we die. We see that. That's one constant pattern that you can't change. You know what I'm saying? We may think something lives forever, but eventually it got to go. So, and us as humans, we've created time, ways to keep up, with time, even though it's really only one day, one night. This shit just repeats itself over and over and over, but, we see that some days, the sun will be out a little longer, some days the moon will be out a little longer. These are just different perceptions, and this is what was taught in Kemet, you know, if y'all really just want to say that's where you're going, and that's what you believe in, and that's where we from, this is one of the major teachings, is as above, so below. Y'all have to understand that what they really truly, and it's more than just, you know, uh, the meaning of the stars and the earth. Is the mind, the body, it's the spiritual, it's the seen, the unseen, the fire, wind, water, earth. It's and once again, it goes back to when I tell you everything is one. There is nothing that is different. It's just merely formed into something else. It's still the same basic construct at the end of the day. Once you break it down to its lowest of lowest levels, it's all the same. It's all the same. There's nothing different at all. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, back to Kemet, you know what I'm saying? Uh, from what they told of, this is when what a lot of people I spoke to, Kemetic people, they all agree that this is where civilization began. Okay. Now let's break down civilization. Civilization basically is just a cool way of saying I've civilized you. I've tamed you. You know, basically when they call a person civilized, he's a tamed person. He's not like your average. I'm walking upright. I'm speaking proper. I'm civilized. I don't do those things. I'm a civilized person. So that's what basically civilized means. I took you out of your normal, natural, whatever you were doing before, and made you this way. Because civilized is basically a specific set of rules that you follow, which makes you a civilized person. This is how you know you're civilized, because there are written rules that you must follow in order to be a civilized person. You can go Google this. This ain't nothing. I'm just, how would you know you civilized? So there has to be a guideline for you to follow for you to know that you're a civilized person. Correct? Okay. So before civilization, before those rules were put in place, you got to understand we were doing something else. What were we doing? And this is what they taught you also in Kemet, that we had natural jobs. We were all sent here and chosen for a purpose. Because a lot of people say, well, how do you know if you're a chosen one? And I'm a chosen one. I'm going to put it to you just like this. If you're living, if you're talking, if you're breathing, if you exist here on this realm at this point in time, you're chosen. Boom. You're chosen to be here. Now, the key is to figure out why you were chosen to be here. Plain and simple. You are all chosen because you're here. So now figure out why you were chosen to be here at this particular time. In this particular realm, in this particular, point in what we call time. You know what I'm saying? Why are you here now? And that's what you're supposed to figure out. This is what Kemet, parts of Egypt, talked about, other than alchemy, other than the sciences of math, and the biggest thing was knowing oneself. And in knowing oneself, everything else was made simple. But you had to know yourself first. You can't just go out and say, I want to study this and study that and do this and do that, but you don't even know who you are or what you are, for that matter. So even though you're indulging in these things that make you happy, you always still have this unsatisfied feeling, because you really still are searching for something. And you're still really searching for yourself, because, yeah, you love what you do, you love who you are, but you really still don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have different ways of saying, to help you find out. A lot of people say meditation. A lot of people go this route or that route. There's no wrong way to find out who you are. That's the beauty of it. And this is what they taught in Egypt, that everything has a 360 aspect. That's just what I call it. But ain't no telling what these people correctly use, because I don't speak. I don't speak the Medu Neter. I don't understand, I don't speak it. But from my common sense knowledge and the history I've learned from and about Kemet, and the way they use their symbols and the way they thought and the way things happened and the way things were, I can say I do feel accurate in saying what I say. I know, what I say is true, because this is what these people left behind. And we see the great wonders that they did, and I'm rocking with it. But at the same time, they also taught that know oneself. You know what I'm saying? Understanding who and what you are. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to everything and anything that is around you. And I say all that to say, because we have to understand that there's a lot that we don't know, and there's a lot that we probably won't know. So yeah, it's cool to want to be a part of something that great that was left behind. But at the same time, you need to start to understand that, what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for your people? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what legacy are you leaving behind? You know what I'm saying? What symbols and what rules and what traditions and what religion and what God and all of these aspects, what knowledge have you collected and kept and stored to pass on for your people, your family, your kids, your wife, your children's children, your nieces, your nephews, your mamas, your daddies? This goes back to, this even refers to the concept in the Bible where they speak about, the Hebrew people and the Israelites bringing the Ark of the Covenant with them. You know what I'm saying? Basically, if you truly read the text for what it is and look at it in a different aspect, which is still correct, but you can also see the Ark as a storage unit, as a collective of their knowledge, their rules, their regulation, their laws, everything that is them, they made sure to keep with them. They never let it go. You know what I'm saying? And this is what, a lot of us have gotten away from, building your own ark. Building your own for your own people, for your own family. It's cool if you want to rock the unk. It's cool if you want to rock the cross. It's cool if you want to. It's nothing wrong with it, but create for yourself also. Leave a true legacy behind. Understand what's really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? And do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Come up and really sit down and write out what the rules and regulations for your bloodline is going to be. And what's wrong with it? What's the issue? You know what I'm saying? Set a true foundation that y'all can build upon. Because I'm not saying the foundation we on right now is wrong, but it's not yours. These are not your thoughts. These are not your ideas. These are not your concepts. Yes, you may have a connection to those who way back when built the pyramids, or who way back when came up with these wonderful sciences that we study today. But at the same time, you also have connection to those who came before them, and before that, and to everything that will be after. So, what they did, you see, they left their mark, and it seems to be eternal almost, because we still know about it, we still read about it. So, what are you going to do for yourself? What are you going to do for your people? What are you going to do for your lineage, your bloodline? What is going to be your symbol to let people know that, hey, this is what we represent as a family. Like, as a man, and not even just as a man, because that really has nothing to do with it, but as a father, as now the leader of my family, this is how I look at things, you know what I'm saying? Now it's my turn to set a foundation to which we can build upon, you know what I'm saying? My parents and great grandparents and all them did their job and got me this far. So now, I see it as a responsibility for the next generation to understand and know who they are, what they are, where they come from. It's like, forget what the world say. I don't care if the world tell you because you're brown, you're from Africa. Look here, this is where this bloodline come from. And that's all we worried about. The world can say, well, you brown, you from Africa, well, whatever, but my lineage, my true bloodline say this. Well, how you know? We got proof. We got facts. We keep a record of who we are. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all keep a government record of who the government say you are, your mom and your daddy, but keep a whole family lineage. I mean, understand the bloodline in which y'all come from. Set rules, regulations, what y'all will eat, what y'all won't eat. I mean, on a massive scale for your family, and see what you can accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Start honing in on the gifts of your children. You know what I'm saying? Stop teaching them that they have to be successful only when they go work for someone else. Say, you know what I'm saying, you can have people work for you, or you create your own business and work for yourself. Boss up on some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, understand everything. Do not ever shun any type of knowledge and understanding about anything, because it's always good to understand how people think. This is how you move around in life. Yeah, I ain't got to think like you, but I need to know how you think, so I need to know how to operate around you. See, this is how I think. Yeah, me and you might not be on the same page, but I'm gonna know everything about you. You can guarantee that. And I'm gonna use everything I know to make sure our interactions, when I enter into your realm, I understand how to move and operate around you, whether it be good or bad. But I ain't never trying to do nothing negative to nobody. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is kosher where I'm at. So I learn anything and everybody, along with learning myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't shun away from no type of knowledge, because it's very important to know and understand how things are operating out here. Like, you might not say, yeah, you ain't got to care about it, but you need to know about it. You ain't got to be involved in it, but you need to know. Ain't nothing wrong with knowing about it, because eventually it may come in handy. You never know. That's why I tell people, I say, no knowledge is bullshit. Like, I'll sit and watch a documentary about how to build a ship, knowing I ain't got the tools or the necessary resources to do such. But hey, if somebody ever asks, yeah, nigga, I know how to do it. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I just study just whatever, just anything that comes to mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? And but you gotta accept first that you don't know, and then you can truly start your journey. You know what I'm saying? Well, you always come into something like, well, I already know this. Well, I already know that. Then you really don't ever get a full picture of what's really going on. But when you come in and say, I don't know squat, and start from zero, base zero, one, you know what I'm saying? Go from there. And then you really get a true picture of what's really going on instead of trying to start from where you think you know something. Like, nah, Pepper. Nah, you really don't. But you got to accept that first. And it's hard because we all want to think we know everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, look here. I accept any knowledge, man. I don't care. It can be about the simplest or whatever you feel like is unimportant or innate to you. But hey, to me, all knowledge is good knowledge, man. Now, how I use it or if I apply it, that's to me. But to know it is the key. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thoughts for the day. I just felt like sharing with y'all a little something. You know, just like I said, there's a right and wrong way to do everything. There's a good and bad to everything. But the key is to know it and decide for yourself which you will follow. But at the same time, even if you're not going to create your own and you're going to choose to follow, at least know what you're following in every aspect. That's just my personal opinion. If you're not going to take the time and create your own and yourself, and you're going to choose to be a follower, which ain't nothing wrong with it because they want somebody eventually. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're going to choose to follow anything, whether it be religion, sports, whatever, it don't matter. Just follow in general. I'm not putting this just to a religious aspect. It could be spiritual. It could be whatever. I don't care. It's just if you're gonna follow, know completely what you following. I'm talking about in every aspect. Don't leave nothing out. Know fully what you following into, because you could be following and not realize you can follow yourself straight into a trap or to some bullshit or to a place where you ain't happy or to something that's it's cool but it ain't quite what you thought it was, you know. Or it can be, just know. But that's why I prefer being or even a state of, believing. Now you're in a state of knowing because of the creator, which you were created to be a creator because you're here in a realm where creation happens. This is what this place is for, is to create. As you see, this is what happens here. Creation happens here, on earth, since we want to keep it technical, here on earth. On this plane, this is where creation happens. Now I don't know how it happens anywhere else, but as far as the realm I'm living in, where I'm at, what I see and what I know, I see creation all around me. So you were put here to be a creator, and you are a creation at the same time. So, just always remember you have the power to create, but you first have to accept that you don't know. And in what you don't know, start your journey to find out. But you first have to accept and just be real with yourself and say, you know what? I don't even know. I don't. And then, but be truthful to yourself. You have to say, I don't know. But to yourself, ask yourself. Really ask yourself, like, why do I do that shit? And if you really just say, I don't know, start to search to find out why you do what you do. It ain't first accept that you don't, if you don't know. Because guarantee it's a lot of stuff you don't know. But if it's something you really don't know, you got to really say, damn, I don't know. But then that's going to get your mind this or that or this or that. No, get it all. From the good, the bad, the ugly. Some will piss you off. Some will make you cry. Some things will make you be like, oh, I'm fit to stop right here. I'm tripping. Nope. Keep going. Keep going till you can no longer go. Until you know everything there is to know. And now you can say, yeah, I know. I know. I know. And then it'll really be like, it'll make you want to create your own. It'll make you become what you were sent here to be. So that's just what I know. That's just how that's just my thoughts. This is just how I work. So, you know, I just wanted to share that with y'all today. So, y'all be easy. Y'all, enjoy the rest of your day. I'ma holler at y'all. Peace.